and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on another weekly video, live video, I should say. We do these live, sometimes pre-recorded, but they do come out once a week to say all that we have to say about buying, selling, and investing in real estate. And I have my co-host, Delayne Bravo here, who's the mortgage expert in our team. She's with Fiverr Mortgage, and I am a full-time realtor. If we haven't met, a full-time realtor with Momentum Realty in Northeast Florida. And today we have some interesting topics to talk about, right, Delaney?
Yes, some interesting things. I'm really excited about yours because it's all like we try to make this local or at least kind of regional. So Northeast Florida, moving to Florida, and I'm really excited because that's what your topic's about.
Yeah. So let me just share this. Let me bring this up to my screen. Can everybody see that? Is that coming through okay? All right, good. So why are people moving today and why? So all of this is part of my blog, just so you guys know. I'll go ahead and link it on the comments and you can read more about it. But basically, people are moving to cities with lower housing costs. And here in Jacksonville, we sometimes take these things for granted, but there are so many people that are moving here to our area because we're, first of all, in Florida, we don't have the state income tax that some of the other states do. So it makes it very attractive to people to want to move here. But we also have like the great weather. We also have the coastline, but we don't have like that much heavy traffic. Not that we don't have traffic, but we don't have that heavy traffic that, let's say, Orlando has on I-4. Have you ever driven on I-4 in Orlando, Delaney?
Yes. And it is, it's so funny because you'll sit in traffic here in Jacksonville and you'll be like, oh my gosh, traffic. But you'll go to some cities that, some big cities, Houston, Orlando, LA, Seattle, and they could take an hour and a half to go 20 minutes. So when you put that in perspective, it's really not that bad here, but It feels like it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I drive quite a bit, but everywhere I drive, it doesn't seem to take, an hour. Like, it would take when we were living in Miami or some people would have to commute in other places. So yeah, so we have much lighter traffic in addition to lower housing costs, which is a huge reason to moving here. In Northeast Florida, it's still fairly reasonable, the cost of living. The second thing as to why people would want to move here is they want to live where they vacation. And that's where I was thinking the piece of like, we take sometimes the fact that we're on the coastline and we have the beach all year round. Sometimes we take it for granted. We might not go there as often as some people might think because we are busy, just living. But it's been a popular idea here recently to live where you want to vacation for the benefit of going to the beach whenever you want to, just having so many outdoor activities like there are to be had here in Northeast Florida, just attributes so much to the lifestyle. Wouldn't you say, Delaney?
Yes, I think, so many people moving here, the weather, a lot of people are up north and maybe they don't love the snow and, or they're just in a stage in their life. And this might be one that you go over, but a stage in their life where maybe they're not working anymore. Maybe they have family down here, you know what I mean? And they want to be in that warmer weather. So yes, a lot of snowbirds coming down to Florida.
Absolutely. Yeah, I see that often too. And, there are a lot of snowbirds in Florida, but here also in Jacksonville, we have, a lot of people that, are driven off the local economy. We have 2 Navy bases. So, I've noticed this a lot with the real estate market. We sell a lot of houses to Navy people because of those bases being here. You see it a lot in the mortgage industry too, right, Delaney?
Yeah, absolutely. We get, I specialize in VA financing, and there is a lot of VA loans, and a lot of them are mostly people who are being stationed here. So, so you're getting a lot of that influx as well. A lot of cities don't have multiple military bases, so you get a lot of that as well. And then it's cool because those people get stationed here, and then they get to go to the beach.
That's right. That's right. So you get the best of both worlds. And then thirdly, people who work remotely are taking advantage of that flexibility. And I love that because, before remote working was a thing, which has been, fairly recent, maybe just the last 3 years have just become popular. I'm sure it's probably around for longer, but it wasn't a thing. It wasn't something that, that you would use in common language. Now people working from home is kind of like everyday thing. But so what this gives them much more flexibility. So if you want to, live in Jacksonville and still work your job that you currently have while living in Atlanta, New York, wherever, you have the flexibility to do that because now you can relocate. And then, Delaney, how does that work when they're relocating as far as like the mortgage stuff?
Yeah, so you can work remote. There's no issues with that. The one thing that the underwriter is going to look at is what is the address of your employer and where is the new home located. So if your address of the employer is San Francisco and you're living here, they're going to want to know if you're working remote. Obviously you're not driving to San Francisco every day. So yes. So we just need a letter from your employer, just stating that you are a full-time remote employee. And then that satisfies that need. And it's so much more common now. COVID really, really changed a lot of things there. So you do have a lot of flexibility, and people who are working from home on their weekends, on their nights, they want to be in that nicer weather. So a lot of times it's like a combination of a lot of these things that drives people to move. But I agree with this 100%. I definitely think these are like the top reasons.
Absolutely. And so really the bottom line is lots of people are still moving today. So if you need help navigating, the actual process of moving, there's so many moving parts. You would first want to get pre-qualified, for your mortgage, and then you would want to have a buyer's consultation with me to know exactly like what's important to you so that I can deliver that. I would want to have like crystal clear, what's important to you as far as the location, as far as like, the price point, the lifestyle, what makes it ideal for you. And then we'll go hunt for that and make it happen. So I hope that this is helpful. If you have any questions about any of that, please connect with me, and then we can help you further.
Yes. Okay, I got something fun today, a new thing. Oop, let me put my screen up. Unless your info is scrolling at the bottom. So if
yeah, there you go. No, it's okay. It'll still blend. It's all good.
Call Angela for anything real estate. She is amazing.
That's it.
There you go. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about really quickly today is all about our brand new, amazing program that we have. If you bring that up, I think it should.
There it is.
I'm sorry. I was eating chips and I think I got one stuck in my throat. Okay. So the Fast Forward to Home Ownership program. So Hometown Heroes, and I've talked about it before, is a down payment assistance program that is really hot right now. It's Florida wide. Have you had anybody ask about like Hometown Heroes that you've helped or down payment assistance programs?
Not recently, but I know it's been a really popular topic.
Yes. In July 1st, they restocked the program with $100 million. That sounds like a lot of money. But within the first weekend, 37 million of it was already reserved. So that was within less than 72 hours. So now it's slowed down obviously a little bit. There were a lot of people waiting for those funds to restock. So, we kind of had that initial rush. Now we're left with $20 million. So from July 1st to August 10th, it went from 100 million to 20 million, $80 million, and almost a little bit of
I know. Do you get concerned as to how much longer it'll take before it's all used up?
Well, and that's kind of the question mark, but we don't think it'll last through August. So, and this is the one thing with this program is that
a couple of weeks away.
Oh, I know. And that's where we think it's going to kind of become the scarcity, is that as it starts getting lower, a lot of people are going to rush out to find a home and go under contract because you cannot reserve your funds until you are within 30 days and you are approved for your loan. So,
wow, this is huge. Yeah.
Yes.
So, like right now.
Yes, like right now. Like if you want to use Hometown Heroes, you need to be under contract within the next week or so. because it's out of our control. And if you're under contract on a home, you cannot lock your rate until you are approved. So if you go under contract and it takes us a couple days to get you approved, if the money runs out between those two times, then there's no money left for that program. This is our answer to that. So Fiber Mortgage just launched the Fast Forward to Home Ownership program. This is a brand new loan product. It's really unique and it's going to help so many people. So I'm going to highlight it really, really, really quick. So there's two options for down payment assistance. You have a forgivable option, which is huge. Hometown Heroes was great. You got a big chunk of money, 5% of your loan, to go cover your down payment and some closing costs, but it is due back. This is forgivable. So there used to be a forgivable program, but that went away years and years ago. So now we have a forgivable option, which is ideal for down payment assistance. It means that it's forgiven. So, so I don't know. Have you ever done any back in the day with the forgivable down payment assistance?
No.
Yeah, so super cool. You get your whole down payment covered and it's forgivable after 3 years. If you make 3 years of on-time payments, it's forgiven. If you miss a payment or are late on a payment, it restarts the clock. So it's not like it's all due back. It just restarts your clock for it to be forgiven. So that's huge, because what is one of the biggest pain points that like you hear from your clients? Is it, a lot of
well, it's like, they're like cash to close or like a down payment and the cash to close combined plus the moving expenses. And, they just have to balance that out.
Yes, exactly. So this is the answer to that. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't have enough funds for closing. We have them for you. So there is a forgivable option. There is a repayable option as well. And all that means is that you'll have a second payment for that assistance. It's very small. It is a 15-year loan. So for your down payment, it would maybe be $50 extra a month, $75 a month, but you're getting 5% on this. So because you're paying it back, they give you a little bit more. So I am an expert in both of these products. This is going to be a game changer, because when Hometown Heroes runs out of funds, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to need another option because they were banking on those funds. So really cool program that is.
Can they actually do both, Delaney? Can they do the forgivable and the repayable on the same loan?
Good question. No, they cannot. So you can only use one. The one thing, then this is more your arena, is the obviously if you're getting your down payment covered, there's also the closing costs. So if you're doing the forgivable option, it's not going to cover both your down payment and your closing costs. It's only for your down payment. So this is where Angela comes in and gets really creative with different ways that we can see if we can get, some relief on some of those closing costs. So this is like, you go to the seller, you might ask for a credit, maybe raise the price and there's a lot of avenues there. So don't be worried. I mean, what is your opinion on seller credits right now? Are you seeing that you are able to negotiate that for buyers, or is it very difficult?
So I would say it depends. I look at a lot of like different things. I look at how long the house has been on the market. Because if they just put it on the market day one and you come in asking for closing costs, a lot of sellers might say, well, let me just get the chance of getting one that doesn't require closing costs. But if the house has been sitting on the market for 3 months and they're still on the market, I don't bat an eye. I would think that they may want to offer some sort of closing costs and get the house sold. So that's the first thing that I look at. Then I also look at the value, are they properly priced, or are they overpriced? And, and if there's some room there for negotiation, I'll have a talk with the listing agent to see what kind of tolerance there might be before I ask, kind of test the waters a little bit. And if we're not going to die jumping into it, then I'm going to, give myself my buyers the opportunity to ask for it if it's, if it's going to be safe and, and there's the likelihood that they will get it. And if we're in a multiple offer situation, it might not be the best strategy. So it just really depends.
Well, and that's where we work as a team. So we have the lending side, we have the real estate side. So nothing on my side, as far as being the lender, I'm not negotiating anything with you. I'm not showing any homes. I'm not meeting, with you to see what criteria for the home. I am on the boring side. I'm on all the numbers, all of that type of stuff. So this is where me and Angela work together and we say, okay, for them to get within their budget, we need X, Y, and Z. And then that helps Angela provide better options for you. So working with a team of a lender and a realtor that know each other, that work well together is really important because it's, you have your team around you to get this done, and making sure everyone is well oiled is important.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes everything go so much easier. And I'm all about just making it easy. The process of buying a house, it's not necessarily easy. We might make it seem easy, but it's not. There are so many things that can happen. But by just working with someone that has experience, then we know what to look for so that there are no surprises. And it's not a very heavy, bumpy road because we know what's coming and we can make it smooth by taking all of these precautions that we're talking about.
Yes. So if you are thinking about buying a home, if you're currently pre-approved with Hometown Heroes but don't have a home picked out yet, please reach out, see if these programs will help you. It's super amazing. My info is running along the bottom right now. So we would love to help you. Reach out if you have any questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is great info, and it's so timely. I'm so glad that we did this because this can make a difference between being able to get into one of these programs while the funds are still available now, as opposed to what you think by the end of August, maybe September, they'll be done.
Yes. Yep. August and September. And that's not just to find your house. You have to already be under contract on a house and approved to reserve
Ooh,
your funds.
so we need to start it like ASAP. Call me now.
Call me, reach me. Let's do it. So really, other than that, I have my fun little couple of events for this weekend. So we'll get into that.
Cool.
Jason Aldean. So I'm a Jason Aldean fan. I don't love all country, but super, super amazing live. I haven't seen him, but I've watched, videos and stuff. So country singer. He's coming August 25th. So about next Friday, 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. He is going to be at the Veterans Memorial Arena. So check that out. Do you listen to any country, or country not really your jam?
So I do have some favorites. I like Garth Brooks. Okay. And then I also like Sarah Evans. Do you know Sarah Evans?
Yes.
Yes, those two. That's what I said.
You're like that. That's about yes. I'm not a huge fan.
That's pretty much all I know. I think maybe because I just haven't been around it, but the few. Hey, and isn't Kid Rock kind of country-ish, or kind of like within that, or where he started? I don't know.
Yes, yeah, he's kind of like a country with a little bit of rock, a little bit of hip hop. So, but I'm not a huge fan of all the brand new country, like the very I don't know. I'm more into like Jason Aldean's as new as I really go. So,
okay.
if you're a country fan, check it out. You would absolutely love it. I also, which is not really my jam, but I thought it was really cool, is Jacksonville Comics and Collectible Show. So if you have a kiddo, or you have, somebody in your life, or even yourself are really into comics, collectibles, vintage, it was, I think it'll be a really cool thing. My daughter is all of a sudden into Pokemon. So
that's a big deal. Gabriel loves Pokemon.
Oh my gosh. All I have to hear all day is Pika, Pika, Pikachu.
Has she gotten the cards yet? Has she started trading yet?
They got to get together. So yes, she loves her little cards. So this is going to be a really cool event for things like that. It's at the Ramada Hotel in Mandarin here in Jacksonville. It's $5 for a ticket. So I just thought that would be a fun kind of different one to highlight.
Nice.
And then, yes. And then the last one is actually, I've never heard of this before. I thought it was cool. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is the newer movie that's out right now, but it's live in concert. So it blends symphonic, I can't speak, orchestra music with hip hop. So I'm getting kind of a Hamilton vibe. But it's going to
sound like.
It sounds so cool. It has a DJ scratcher, and it has all different types of, you know, songs from the film. And I just thought it was really cool. So that's going to be $39. And there's multiple times, Monday through Thursday, you know, all the times there. So something really fun, and it's not happening till the 27th. So time to plan. So some fun little different events happening around locally.
Nice. I like it. Cool. Gives us something to get into. There's always fun stuff happening in Jacksonville. You know, Jacksonville does have it all. You know, I know that it's you know, it's not a huge like international city, but it's getting there. Like, you know, since I've been here about 19, 20 years, it's grown a lot and it's continuing to grow.
Yes, yes. Love it here. Love being
I love it here too. It has everything. So anyways, we look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode. And until next time, remember to be kind to one another, and we will see you guys on the next video. Take care.